Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today, we got some racing in all three series for Trucks, Xfinity, as well as the Cup Series. Cup Series, we're going to Richmond, and Trucks and Xfinity, we go to Dover. But we have some more breaking news based off of last episode in the Career Mode. Now, NASCAR announced this week that Gordon Hendrick Motorsports has now asked the head of NASCAR's competitive department to investigate into the McLaren team. Quote, "We feel the reason they've accused us of cheating is because they're cheating," said Jeff Gordon, of course, head of now Gordon Hendrick Motorsports. NASCAR is now launching an investigation into both McLaren and Gordon Hendrick Motorsports in hopes to have a decision made soon on what's going on and some potential changes if they make any findings that are detrimental to stock car racing, we could say. Now, as we would come through into the race weekend here for the NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series, where we had subscriber Patrick Devine in the truck for us here, starting in P3, a tremendous qualifying effort, maybe one of the best of the series, other than when we maybe get like a pole in Atlanta. So things were looking pretty good right off the bat as you would get clear of Chandler Smith there out of turns 2 in that number 38 truck, and he was just trying to waste no time on running down the number 18 truck in front of him, and then just to be able to make that move and move through into P1 and just drive away. So he would actually, on the exit of turns 4, get alongside. It was a side-by-side battle for the lead at the end of this first and opening lap. But into turns 1 and 2, you can just see the speed we had in this truck with Patrick behind the wheel. He would get clear, and then he would just try to drive away, basically, and that would be exactly what he did. He was now in front of Stuart Friesen there in second place in the later stages of this race, but now we're going to come through right to the final lap of this race into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in the Jegs at 200, and Patrick Devine puts on a tremendous showing for us here in the Going Racing team, and he will win here in Dover as we cross the line. So a great finish, great way to start out this episode and setting the hopes high, setting the bar high, I should say, for the rest of this episode. Now, as you see the rest of the finishing order on your screen, down towards the bottom we had Jason White there in that number 34 truck as we come through into the Xfinity Series race with Paul Menard behind the wheel at Dover. Dover is usually just in general a track that treats us really well. It doesn't matter what series we're in, trucks, Xfinity, as well as the Cup Series. We've had some strong success at this racetrack. Now, unfortunately, Paul was under attack already in the turns 1. He was 3 wide in the middle in the first lap of this race, and he was kind of forced into it, and this race definitely surprisingly didn't really play to Paul's strengths here in the Xfinity Series. He really had a rough day, to say the least. Now, as you can see, he was dealing with the tight handling of this car, and he actually just about got the wall right there out of turns 4, but he got clear and was able to get down to the inside at the end of this first and opening lap. Went and made a pass here on the 47, as well as there were 3 wide right in front of Paul, but he was getting very physical and aggressive because that's really what he had to do if he wanted any chance today, because he was struggling so much. So we come through a little bit later. He was now 3 wide with the 51 and the 21. He actually puts them both in the wall. Thank goodness they save it, but Paul not holding back, to say the least. We cut straight through to the final lap, and unfortunately he never gained anything after that moment there when he put Clements as well as Majeski in the wall, but still came through at least to finish in P7 as Chris Buescher for Joe Gibbs Racing there in that 20 car would pick up the victory. So, a great effort by Buescher, and even on a rough day, Paul Menard, 7th place. I'll definitely take that. I was pretty satisfied with that effort from him. So now we come through into the Cup Series event from Richmond Raceway track, where we've had mixed results at in the past. We got the Razor Flames back on the car again. I really like running this game, and I hope you guys like it yourself, because I think this is going to be kind of our primary throughout this season now at this point, as we came through to start our qualifying lap. The goal was to hit a 20.819. Usually in Richmond, we don't ever really hit that goal, and we come through to cross the line, and we were about 3/10 off for the 21.1. So we qualified P22 for the Federated Auto Parts 400. Not the greatest effort in the world, but it's what we expect at Richmond, and I'm confident with our race pace in this car that we can at least finish in the top 10. After last episode, of course, you saw what happened there with the late race restart. It got pretty crazy. Who knows what's going to happen here today in Richmond? As Sam Mayer, Chase Elliott, their P1, P2, the 2 McLaren drivers, and then Eric Jones down there in 14th place, and then you come down to us in 22nd, Alex Bowman P26, and then all the way towards the very bottom there, you got Bubba Wallace as well as Daniel Suarez. Alright, boys, we could have won last week, but just didn't work out during that last restart, but that was unfortunate. But I don't see why we can't have a good run here tonight and maybe get a playoff point if we can maybe find a way to win a stage. So let's go have a fun one. There you hear myself on the radio to the team here as we're getting ready to take the green flag. So, obviously not sure what to expect exactly coming into this race because, like I said in the past, we've had very up and down history with this racetrack now. As you see, Bubba Wallace, both Daniel Suarez and Bubba Wallace, way off the pace coming into this weekend. Bubba's been very strong this season, of course, ended last season really strong, picked up 3 wins in his, third or fourth season with that 2311 Racing team. Now, as a green flag, though, is out, and we are underway from the 22nd starting position from the Federated Auto Parts 400 now, as Sam Mayer, Chase Elliott lead the way down into turns 1 and 2. Last episode, we saw Ryan Blaney pick up the win and tied myself for 2 wins on the season, and that also gives Gordon Hendrick Motorsports 8 wins in 10 races. We have won 80% of the season so far, and I've mentioned this a few times now with the whole preseason thing. We should not have even probably won 1 race by now if you base it off of what we were doing in preseason. So very surprised to see this effort. Now, as I make a mistake into turns 1, I kind of get into the wall just a little bit of a scrape right there. I just drove in way too hard. There was nothing else about it, and then I mess up the exit of turns 2, and in just a lap and a half, we go down from 22nd. Now some contact actually down to 26th there with the 33 of Austin Cindric. He saves it after some contact with the Mercedes driver of Lewis Hamilton. Here's we're to the outside of the 21 of Alfredo for that Wood Brothers Racing 21 Ford Mustang. Now is actually Zane Smith. Peeks his nose up the inside, forces it 3 wide, some contact there between us all there for a quick moment, but we get clear of Alfredo, and finally down the front straightaway into turns 1, I finally have an opportunity to get to the inside, and we make it work immediately. Just drive right on by Gutierrez. We got past the 16 of Justin Haley as well, up into 25th, and we just now start to get into a rhythm on lap 5 of this first stage, and we're just making this inside work. We're just rolling through the center really well, specifically now as we get up the inside of Christopher Bell for that Roush LeBron 17 car. I go a little bit wide right there, but it wasn't really too much of an issue there, as I would get clear out of turns 2. So we're just rolling that inside, and it was working really well. And at this point in the race, you got the 99 of Ross Chastain leading the way. What a move it was. A career-saving move, I think, for Chastain to move to Trackhouse this season in the career mode after struggling so hard with JTG in that 47. And you see that JTG team still struggling this season with Tony Bradinger behind the wheel. And she, of course, was the Xfinity champion last season and won so many races. And then, unfortunately, she didn't get the best Cup Series car. But we'll see what she can do by the end of the season. Now, as you would also get past our affiliate team right there of William Byron and just continuing to go forwards. Now 3 wide here as we came through to turns 2 with that number 2 car of Ryan Preece, as well as the AlphaTauri of Brandon Jones into turns 3 and 4. Still 3 wide right now as we're closing in already on the final 5 laps of this first and opening stage. With now 4 laps to go, we look up the inside of the 4 car of Haley Deegan, and through turns 1 and 2, we're going to pass or move up into P15. So things were definitely looking good, because I realized once we got into a rhythm, got that inside rolling, we got a fast car. So we're just continuously moving forwards this whole stage as Chastain continuing to lead away. He was running actually away with the stage victory. No competition whatsoever here, and we come straight through to the final lap of stage 1, and Chastain already sailing it off into 3 and 4 for the final time, as we're now just coming out of turns 2 over a straightaway behind Ross Chastain, almost half a lap behind as Chastain wins stage 1. We go down into 3 and 4 for the final time. It's not going to be stage points, which wasn't surprising considering how the first 3-4 laps went in this first and opening stage, but nonetheless we rebound to a solid 14th place finish. So I was actually pretty happy with that, because it at least sets us up well, especially if we can find a way to maybe gain a spot or lose a spot on the pit lane to get onto the inside for the start of stage 2. We'll be in really good shape, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here on the pit lane, as I would come in for 2 cans of fuel as well as 4 fresh tires. I was considering some adjustments, but it was really hard to tell what I wanted to do at this point, because I mean, it felt like it was there. Like I felt like we had legitimate speed in this car, and I didn't want to risk taking that away. And we do gain 1 spot on the pit lane here for the start of stage 2. Now on the inside behind Derek Kraus as stage 2 is underway here from Richmond. And of course now it is time in Richmond to get amped. there you have the AMP segment here from Richmond Raceway. Now as we go off into turns 1, we're in P12, so, I mean, not a bad start to stage 2, but you saw me lose a car after contact with Joey Logano out of turns 2, but we were able to make one of the best stages, I think, of my NASCAR Heat 5 career mode in general. But we got back on the move here, making a move on the Red Bull of Christian Eckes down into turns 3, and, well, now up into P11 we go as we came through to turns 4. And next up was our Gordon Hendrick Motorsports teammate of Ryan Blaney. So Chase Elliott leading the way now on lap 9 of the second stage. A lot more laps, of course, here in stage 2 compared to stage 1, and I don't know why, but stage 2 always feels longer than stage 3 at Richmond to me. But the caution comes out. Everybody's going to be staying out because we can all make it to the end of the stage. So this kind of works out good for us here with this caution because we're on the inside line for the restart. So I was actually pretty confident here with our abilities on this restart now as we get ready to go green behind the 45 of Derek Kraus in that 2311 car. Just like when we started stage 2, right behind that 45 now as the green flag is back out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some 3 wide moves up front, and that's a thing that you always see present at this track in this game is third place likes to force it 3 wide on a lot of restarts for the lead, and I mean when we come down to a late restart that could be a game changer because Richmond as well has a history in this game, NASCAR Heat 4 as well, maybe even back to NASCAR Heat 3, of a lot of 2-lap sprints to end these races, and then it comes down to a 3 wide move to decide the winner. So definitely was something I was keeping an eye on or keeping in mind going into the later stages of this race now as we moved ourselves finally up into the top 10. It took us a little bit here, about 15 laps in stage 2, but we finally make it happen now, and we were now back on the move up into P8, passing the number 7 of Eric Jones. We got to the back of Joey Logano. I wasn't the most thrilled with Joey after what happened earlier, so I decided to give him that bump down the straightaway, and that sends him sliding into the corner and into the outside wall nearly. I can't tell if he hit it or not, but a great save nonetheless, but we kind of got payback on him right there and move up into P6. So now just kind of going on about our day. I see in the comments sometimes after I run into Joey Logano, people ask me, why don't you like Joey Logano? I actually like Joey Logano. I think he's a great dude. It's the only reason I get into him is because he's a rival in the game. So it's not like I don't like him. I think Joey Logano's an awesome guy. So now passing the number 5 of Kyle Larson. So now we move up into 4th place, and we were on a move here in the second stage. This car was driving just really well, and I was really happy with what was going on. Now behind us over Jacques Caruth for Joe Gibbs racing hard into the outside wall, blows the right front tire, gets into the side, I think, of Ryan Blaney at some point, maybe even the 18 of Kyle Busch. That brings out the caution. That's going to force us, of course, all into the pit lane this time, except Tyler Reddick decides he's going to stay out, so now he's going to kind of be in the way of Ross Chastain, but at the same time, it's Ross Chastain. You already know this guy is going to force the 3 wide at all costs here with 10 laps to go in stage 2 as we get back underway down into turns 1. Briscoe having a good run in 4th, and sure enough, there it is. I knew it was coming. Ross Chastain takes the 3 wide, and I mean, goes right on through, passes Elliott and Reddick for the lead, gets clear of them both here as we go down this back straightaway into 3 and 4 now. So we got the 19 of Harrison Burton just behind myself trying to follow through as we would get clear of Chastain, move up into P3, and now trying to put the attack to Chase Elliott out of turns 2 on lap 28. Some contact between myself and the McLaren rival now as he's going to go sliding into turns 3 and 4. First of all, a tremendous save by Chase Elliott, and we just destroyed all the momentum he had. I felt bad about that one right there, but at the same time, we're racing those guys hard at McLaren, just given what's going on right now. But we cut straight through to the final lap of stage 2. Nothing happened for us, but Kyle Larson, he would end up moving up into the 3rd position as we went down this back straightaway, into turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and Ross Chastain will win the first 2 stages as we cross the line to get runner-up here in stage 2. So definitely surprised, to be honest, that we had so much speed in this car at the end of the second stage, and Gordon Hendrick makes up 3 of the 5 of the first top 5. So we got myself, Kyle Larson, as well as got Ryan Blaney Bowman up inside the top 10 as well. That's a nice thing to see. At this point, we're really focused on trying to get Alex Bowman to victory lane as a team, and as well with NASCAR launching this investigation on both McLaren and Gordon Hendrick, this could bring in potential regulation changes within the next 2, 3, maybe 4 episodes. So we need to try and make sure we get Bowman to victory lane in case something happens now, as he would get ready though to go green. So we came into the pit lane, came out out P2, just like where we came in, and now the green flag is back of this third, and final stage is underway. 39 laps to go here from Richmond Raceway. It's been a good day so far, and it's about to get even better as we clear Ross Chastain down into turns 1 and take over the lead. I kind of got real close there. I cut his nose off, but thank goodness it did not lead to some contact, and now we lead the way down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4 for the now start of this third and final stage. Kyle Larson moves up into second place. I do not want him to win simply because he's already won 4 races this season. I'm definitely not going to let Kyle Larson come through and steal a win from me today, so definitely got to be physical with him, get aggressive now. I mean, that's the best thing about a short track is we can get aggressive, get physical now, as he was side by side with Ryan Blaney now, who goes up into second place. But Chase Elliott, he was the next guy to move up into the second position. He would just be able to get up the inside eventually of Ryan Blaney, and he would be able to complete that pass. As you see him in my mirror now do that move right there and get up the inside of the 25 as we came through out of turns 2 on lap 64. So Elliott, he was quick, he ran me down, and I decided, you know what, I felt bad about the contact earlier, and he just downright had more speed than me, so I didn't fight him whatsoever right here out of turns 2. But then I make a mistake out of turns 2. I hit the wall. That opens the door for Brandon Jones, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. They're all going to go through on the inside. Here comes Ross Chastain, the guy who swept the first 2 stages, and now all of a sudden I go from just barely deciding to be generous and give up the lead to Chase Elliott to putting myself on the wall and now be at risk of maybe falling down to 7th, 8th, maybe even 9th if I can't get down to the inside now as I lose it out of turns 2. Hit the 2 of Ryan Preece. He's going to go for a major slide into turns 3 and 4, and a great save there and a great avoidance by us, but I felt awful about that one. I just came out of turns 2 and I just lost the back end, and unfortunately the 2 of Preece was down there. So now we come through to lap 67, and Joey Logano had actually blown a tire and crashed in turns 3 and turns 4, and the caution comes out here once again from Richmond Raceway. A big moment for Joey Logano. That's not the first time we've seen him sideways here today. But now everybody will be coming into the pit lane for the final time, and at this point I saw the just absolute downfall we had after Chase Elliott passed us, and I decided, you know what? We're going to give up track position like we did last episode and see if we can just find that little bit extra by the end of this race to get a race victory. So I didn't feel like we could straight up win this race against whoever was leading, say if it was Ross Chastain, so I decided, you know what? We're going to give up 24 positions, drop down to 32nd place. But the one positive is that this caution came out at a decent time to where we have a long ways to go. We have 30 laps to try and go from 32nd to 1st. And so 30 laps, P32, we got to gain at least 1 position per lap pretty much on average if we want to be able to win this race. So that was kind of the benchmark. I said, okay, if we can gain 1 spot per lap, okay, well then we're going to be in good shape. Of course, there's going to be a lap here where we're going to have to gain 2 spots at some point, but we go down into turn 3 and it's not the start we were looking for because I get hit in the quarter panel by Timmy Hill, but nonetheless it actually works out. We get up to 29th, and now I cut across to the inside. We're going to get 2 cars right there of Ty Gibbs as well as Matt DiBenedetto, and then we just continue moving through on the inside, and we were quickly gaining some positions here. So now it was looking pretty good for us if we can just find our way through the traffic. That's the thing. We could have the speed with this fresh tire advantage, but we're going to have to find our way through this traffic here as quick as possible, and that is going to be a tough thing to do. But we were doing a really good job at working our way forwards now up into P21 on lap 74, and then up into the top 20 on the inside there of that Red Bull driver of Christian Eckes into turns 1, as well as we're going to be able to power through and pass the 43 of Max Gutierrez. So 26 laps to go up into P17, and we just continue moving forward. 25 laps to go. A just beautiful 3-wide move right there on both Lewis Hamilton as well as William Byron, and there we go, up another spot or a few spots, and then 23 laps to go. Ross Chastain back out front leading the way, looking for his first win in a long time since he left Chip Ganassi Racing, I guess. So now as we came through to 22 to go, we're up into P12, so we're well ahead of our kind of target mark we were setting of 1 spot per lap. So right now we'd be only like 22nd if we were doing the 1 spot per lap thing. So now up into P11 after passing our Gordon Hendrick teammate of Ryan Blaney, and then we just continue moving forwards here, passing the 45 of Derek Kraus, and into the top 10 we go, and you can just see how much better I was rolling the center specifically on these corners. That was really where we were able to get clear of these guys, and now of the inside of Alex Bowman with 18 laps to go, and once again that center of the corner just felt unbelievable compared to these guys right now, and it was just simply because of the 4 fresh tires we had. There was no other excuse for it. I didn't adjust the car or anything. winning, so it just was making that big of a difference. Now up into P7, passing Harrison Burton. 15 laps to go to the inside of the 12 of Chase Briscoe, who came through out of turns 4, and that's going to give us P6. He's going to fight back on the outside here, as Chase Elliott had actually taken the lead away from Ross Chastain, and Kyle Larson would take the lead away from Chase Elliott, who got past as well, Ross Chastain. But now on lap 89, lap traffic in the mix, but this time I got a view of Kyle Larson, who's leading the way this time, and I said earlier, I said I do not want Kyle Larson getting a 5th win already, so I was doing everything I could here to just beat Kyle Larson at this point now, as we would get past Ryan Preece and move up into P5. Now, though, on lap 92, coming to just 8 laps to go on lap 93, lap traffic just all over the place, sporadically just scattered around this track. And we get past Timmy Hill right there. And up into 4th place, by the way, we go after passing Ross Chastain to the back of Chase Elliott. Now on lap 94 to the inside of the McLaren driver. It's Gordon Hendrick, McLaren, and then Gordon Hendrick and McLaren battling it out again. So these two teams that have launched investigations on each other now going at it for the race win. I'm sure McLaren is not happy seeing this. And maybe NASCAR is maybe not happy either now, and this is leading to their investigations. But now, on lap 97, 4 laps to go, an opportunity to kind of get that 7 car of Eric Jones stuck in behind the 29 of Cole Custer. We took the opportunity, got up into 2nd place, and now just 1 car in front of us left, and that's Kyle Larson, and all of a sudden we have a chance to potentially win here in Richmond. And what a just rebound, going from 30th place to P2, and now 2 laps to go in Richmond. Kyle Larson's got 3 cars in front of him here, right here. Gets past the 47 of Tony Bradinger. I'm not waiting around. I'm just going to make sure we get up the inside right here, down the back straightaway into turn 3. And now just a little over a lap to go. Kyle Larson's got his worst nightmare right here. 2 lap cars in front of him, side by side. White flag in the air. I'm not wasting any time whatsoever. Larson's going to take a 3 wide in the middle. I said, hold up. We're going to take a 4 wide, Kyle, as we come through out of turns 2. And now we force out the 38 of Gilliland, and we're side by side down the back straightaway for the final time into 3 and 4. Here we are side by side still through the corner. Pretty even now as we exit turns 4, but we get to run off the corner, and we're going to steal the win from Kyle Larson here in the Federated Auto Parts 400. What a finish that was here in Richmond International Raceway. Unbelievable now as we steal the win from Kyle Larson at the last second. The burnout will be coming. I decided to actually put that after the race results here to give us a bit of a cool down right there. Unbelievable. I did not think we would be able to pull that off. What a finish, to say the least. I hope you guys enjoyed it now as we do our burnout here. So I think the bad luck for this Razor Flames paint scheme has come to an end. Well, what a fight it was. We gave up so many spots. We went from 30th to first in 30 laps. I didn't think we were going to be able to pull that off, but we managed to make it happen. So just thrilled with that, and we did it on the last lap. It took us right to that last lap to run down Kyle Larson. So that's our 3rd win on the season, and that also means that now in 11 races on the season, Gordon Hendrick Motorsports has won 9 of those. So our win percentage continues to climb, and obviously in another episode or 2, NASCAR is going to present their findings to everybody, and it won't come into effect right away. It'll probably come out with an announcement and then come into effect the episode after, or 2 episodes later. But there you see the point standings on your screen. In the next episode, all we have is a cup race. So there you see the point standings on your screen. Ellie and Eka still the only 2 other non-Gordon Hendrick Motorsports winners, and then you got Jones and Mayer, the first 2 in on points. And then right at the bottom of the cutoff line, you got Kyle Busch back in by 5 points over Bubba Wallace and 8 over Ryan Preece. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time of your day to watch this episode, and of course want to say thank you to the Going Racing members on the channel of MJ, Joseph 9001, Timothy Arline, Bubba Jr., Brett Durward, Dark Gengar Gaming, AJ Vasura, Russell Dixon, Kenneth Barnett, Dana9302, Kingma XL, Speed Demon 341, as well as Illinois Diecast. I appreciate you guys' support so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.